first, let's watch a video. Now, ask yourself a question. Did you just yawn? Think about this while SciAcademy presents Is Yawning Contagious by Joyce Howe and Jessie Lee. Now, if you did just yawn or maybe felt the need to yawn, you probably wondered why. Why do you yawn when you see other people yawn? Is this somewhat associated with psychology, or is this a type of biological phenomenon? Well, it's kind of both, but before we get into all that, let's talk about the basics of yawning. Firstly, yawning refers to the involuntary process of opening your mouth and inhaling deeply. It is usually caused by two things, boredom and fatigue. No scholarly consensus has been reached on the main functions of yawning. Here are two examples of the theories behind the causes of yawning. The first one states that when our blood needs oxygen, we yawn, since the motion of yawning supplies more oxygen into our blood. This theory suggests that yawning may not be caused by boredom or fatigue, but instead it is simply providing a fresh supply of oxygen. Another theory is that yawning stretches your jaw and increases blood flow around your jaw, along with the rapid heartbeat and the large inhale caused by yawning. Your brain can be cooled down when it has gotten too hot. So back to the main question, what is contagious yawning? The definition is simple. It's when you see someone yawn and you want to yawn too. All vertebrates yawn, but not all of them have contagious yawning. Mostly mammals like us humans, dogs, chimpanzees, and cats have contagious yawning. During this process, you do not have to actually see someone yawn. Sounds of people yawning or even reading the word yawn can make you want to yawn too. Now let's move on to the causes of contagious yawning. One explanation is the mirror neuron. Mirror neurons are a type of sensory motor cell located in the brain that is activated when a person performs an action or observes another person performing the same action. In other words, they mirror others' actions. And note that this is still a theory and scientists are still doing more research on this topic. Another common explanation of contagious yawning is empathy. Empathy refers to the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Psychologically, when you see others yawning, your ability of understanding others' emotions causes you to feel the urge to yawn. So when you see others yawn, empathy makes you want to yawn too. Now, according to a study by the Society for Research in Child Development, a team studied about 36 to 15-year-olds with autism spectrum disorders, comparing them to two other groups of typically developing children with the same mental and chronological ages. The children with ASD were less likely to yawn contagiously than their typically developing peers. This research shows the connection between contagious yawning and empathy, since autistic children are considered to be low in empathy. Now let's look at an example of contagious yawning between chimpanzees. In a recent study, 23 chimpanzees from two separate groups watched videos of familiar and unfamiliar individuals yawning or at rest. The chimpanzees yawned more in response to the familiar yawn video than the familiar control, demonstrating contagious yawning. This hints at the connection between empathy, familiarity, and contagious yawning. However, some people do not agree with the connection between empathy and contagious yawning. In a research project conducted by Duke University, scientists organized participants by age, varying from infants to elders, and played yawning videos in front of them. The results demonstrated that the age of the participant was the most significant influence of yawning among all variables, and despite this strong association, age was still only able to explain 8% of the variation in the yawning response, leaving the majority of the variation unexplained by any known factors. This states how contagious yawning could be connected with age and unknown reasons, while empathy could only have little effect on it. But I mean, me myself am affected by contagious yawning. In conclusion, there are many different causes of contagious yawning, including neurons, empathy, age, and more. People still do not agree upon one reason, though without a commonly accepted cause, contagious yawning is no coincidence, and more research has to be done on contagious yawning and other similar phenomena. Thanks for watching!